Well, what is up, fam? God, it's so good to see everybody. Listen, this is going to be sort of kind of quick for me anyway. Wait. Black women, welcome. Come on, let's talk. Okay. I know we got new digs. I moved some shit around um and this way we have no disturbances. It's just us. And you can get your libation on. Girl, sit down, sit down, sit down. Let's do this. Let's talk about it, girl. Um, oh, and y'all know that I'm gonna be like segueing off to talk to the dumbasses in the world. Okay, all right, okay, just as long as you know that. All right. Listen, beautiful black women, I am so glad to see you today. And we are here to talk about KeKe, Riri, and every other goddess born um today. So I thought I would start off with a not a complete explanation, right? Because we don't have forever. Um, because I'll go really deep. Y'all know I'll go some. Okay. So I'm gonna give you the highlights of what it means to be goddess born. Okay. Because I want you to know that being goddess born, for one thing, is ever evolving because we are, right? So what is being goddess born generally entail? Okay, let's get down to it. All right, you ready? You ready? Because this is gonna lead us into the whole oh my god, KeKe is pregnant. How dare she? Whatever the fuck people are saying. Okay, whatever. All right, y'all ready? Okay. So goddess born are black girls and black women. Okay, that makes sense. Good. We're all on the same page. Excellent. Yes, I said black girls and black women. But y'all know I mean um all of us, right? We are um whether we're mixed or not, whether we're LGB, queer, cis het, trans black women, pregnant black women, um, we are goddess born. And one of the hallmarks, though I'm going to add something to this in a bit, one of the hallmarks of being a goddess born is that um, we hold the keys to creation because we created creation. Okay. Now, before y'all start talking to me about Christianity, some embryonic, monotheistic shit stuff, don't. Okay. I'm well versed in it. Got it. But I'm talking to you about a deeper, much more evolved mystery. Okay. So if your belief is patriarchal and Christian or Buddhist or whatever man worshiping thing that is, awesome. You should do that, you know? Um, because as God is born, you get to choose what you're going to believe. Okay? All right. Got it. Got you. So we're beautiful, brilliant creators. We are um, the most highly evolved beings because we're first, and we also hold melanin, and it's generally found in most of our organs. You cannot create a human child without melanin. You also cannot create a cosmos without melanin. You can't have a universe. You can't have a one planet, not a star, not a fucking sun, nada. Okay? So, in general, most other uh, what white people have termed as raced women, they do have melanin, right? Especially, if they're Latino and they had a heritage that also included uh, coming from Africa and the Caribbean and being enslaved. That happened in South America and the Caribbean as well as it did the United States. So, and if you're indigenous, similar. Okay. So white people like to say that they're the something, I don't know what the fuck, but whatever that bullshit is, that's all it is. They made some shit up. That's all we can expect for a group of people who are only 8,000 years old. Okay? We are infinite as God is born. Right? So brilliant, creative, beautiful in all of our forms. It doesn't matter what we create. Okay? Now, some of us as Black women will choose to have children. And that's awesome because where God is born, we choose what the fuck is going to happen over here. Okay. Some of us may choose not to. Some of us may think because they don't have all of the parts to have a, 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 a human baby that, oh, that makes them less than. No, it doesn't. Because through, what did I say? Melanin is throughout. Okay. So, primarily, whether we're trans, whether we're cishet, whether we're, like I said, LGBT, it doesn't matter uh, our outward hue, any of that. We have different parts of our body are able to literally create. We have 2,000 to 5,000 more genomes. Okay. Now that's in general as women, but I can almost guarantee you we're probably well above 5,000 genomes, as you know, if you had to go and get infinite about it. But all right, cool. We got it? Good. Okay. So when I, as a goddess born, have a child, that child is goddess born too. Meaning she is goddess born. Okay. Now, if that child re-identifies as someone else or a different gender, fine. Okay. And this relates to how our brains are have evolved, what we create, which is all things, and that we have capabilities beyond measure. All right. So, got that part. Now, this whole complexion thing, girl, let me break it down for those in the back. Listen. We have mixed children because we can create any type of child as God is born. Okay? So you come from my body or your body, or the child may be mixed. True. And your daughter is goddess born. And if she's misidentified as a male when she's born and she identifies with being a woman, guess what? Guess what? She is. Got it? Now there are other things that go into that. I'm not gonna go into genetics and that, but I'm just saying, all right? You get the gist, right? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what type of goddess born woman you are, you're goddess born. Now, we have all types of diversity amongst us. We have different talents, gifts, and we're all elemental. Most all of us are into it because we have a direct connection that we lean into between our brains and our bellies. Okay? Like we could tell some shit is going on. Most of us are empaths, which means we are able to feel the feelings of other creatures as if they're our own feelings. In my case, I feel the feelings of um I can gain energy from, like, even my pets, especially if they're cats, okay? But also um I really am able to feel the emotions and feelings of other people, right? So I have to be really guarded. Now, that's a whole nother video, but girl, yes, that's why you go out in the world and you can really feel what's happening with all of these people, right? And you come home and you're exhausted. Okay, it's not just because they're assholes, a lot of them, a lot of those other humankind, but it's because of your capabilities. Okay, so we're also elemental, and that's going to come into play in a few minutes, right? And I told you about the melanin and our genomes. All right, so okay, let's move on, girl. Let me just tell you, we don't answer to any white, black, male, God worship bullshit. We don't. We do not operate in by the rules of patriarchy. We do not. That's some small bullshit ass stuff. Okay, that some fools made up, because you can see how destructive it fucking is, right? So I want you to think about that. I really do. Like, please think about that. You, as goddess born, created free will. You, as goddess born, have the you have the ultimate free will and choice. We might not like our choices, and we have them. And we don't need to allow anyone to usurp that shit. Okay? I don't care what they think. I don't care what they little oh the golden rule or what the fuck ever. Okay? I'm not following the golden rule, because that too is bullshit. All of that is a way to create um a way to create a hierarchy, and a way to create a hierarchy in which you do not look at those in need. They're the least in a patriarchy. Okay, so women don't have really any standing except for what they do for men. Okay, and you don't have to be that bright. You could be male. I'm just saying. So We're not, you can't not dictate to us using such simple and menial measures. Okay. So I know I done gone deep. All right. But I'm going to bring it back. I promise. I promise I'm going to bring it back. Okay. So, and here's how I'm going to bring it back. Okay, my girl, Erica De Niro. Girl, y'all got to go watch Erica De Niro TV. Girl, I love that girl because she has such a way of breaking things down. And she said something today in a video that she did. She said, we possess the seed and males possess fertilization, right? Like they can fertilize some shit, right? But they can't they can't create a human being, right? So when you are identified as a goddess born, you just have the same brain as any other goddess born. It's a similar makeup. Okay. So I'm just telling y'all, goddess borns, we command choice. And somehow we've we've come to believe, especially over the last, I'm going to say 1,000 years, but specifically in the Americas, it's been, well, colonizers, all right, with that simple bullshit, always trying to tell somebody that they're not good enough and they never will be. Okay. So and constantly choosing violence to usurp someone else's choice and will. Okay. All right. Gotcha. So I've said it before. Males make babies, don't take shit. And from what I understand from a lot of males, especially black men, because I've heard this a lot from black men, they are not responsible, according to them, as to what happens to their seed fertilizer when it leaves their body. Okay? Got it? That's out of their own mouths. I couldn't make that shit up. Okay. Like, what? What the fuck? Okay. So, um, those of us who choose to create children, right? We put ourselves at risk for mortality and morbidity. We can die. We go through so many changes in our bodies. Um, um, I know this is common belief or some shit that pregnancy only lasts a month or two or some bullshit, but pregnancy lasts 10 lunar months. And it is so much on a human body to create another full human in their body for 10 lunar months. Then give birth to them, then get up and nurture them and provide nutrition for them. Okay? Got it? Okay, good. All right, got it. Okay, we're on track. So we're infinite and we're boundless. We're every type of goddess born. And I'm gonna add, here's where I add the caveat, right? Because we have this thing about, I hear a lot of black women talk about, oh, you're biracial, so you're not something, I don't know, you're not black enough or too, I don't know what y'all talking about. But listen, um true white women are dumb. All right, I'm just gonna lay that out for you. They dumb. based on their behaviors. They do violent, treacherous, and foul shit, right? To be a part of a patriarchy in which they get to have privilege. So they don't care who they got to fucking kill. All right. That's just all there is to it. You don't believe me? Go back into actual American history and look at these motherfucking bitches at the lynchings and what they call it, the picnics, and that um, they were 40% of the slave owners, legal slave owners of Black women, children, and males. Okay, got it? All right. So it's not the fault of a child who has a Black male for a father and a white female for a mother that they are being called biracial. If that child is a woman, a girl, identifies as a girl or a woman, guess what? We're here to embrace them. We're not here to exclude them because they have the DNA marker that we do as God is born. Okay? That does not mean that we get to use the same patriarchal bullshit ass tools against these babies. There's not been a moment in my life, I don't care what that baby, who that baby's parents were, weren't, whatever, that I was going to deny them love and compassion and kindness. So for us to do that as Black women really makes no sense to me. But it also makes no sense because I'm goddess born. So it's ridiculous. You know, this whole bullshit of race started in Portugal, went through Spain with they treasonous killer asses, and all the way through Europe. And y'all want me to believe that shit? No. Mm-mm. You're not going to assess my ass. Period. Because you don't get to do that. I'm goddess born. Goddess born. You don't choose shit for me. You don't tell me shit. You ain't gonna question nothing. You ain't running shit around here. I do that. Got it? That's what goddess born does. Now, if you want to say, if you want to choose, like I said, as a goddess born, that you believe in a patriarchy and you want to bend the knee to a male god, girl, go off. I won't be mad at you. You get to choose. You're goddess born. Girl, I'm not gonna question that shit. Oh, do it, girl. Do it. And as long as you over there with them, be over there with them. Follow their rules, get with their shit, uh go to work 24/7, and then let them do their worst to you and your children, because they do. Uh and go to church or pray about it. I don't know. But you get to choose to do that. And I'm good with that. And every other goddess born is good with that, because we're not measuring you based on any of that shit. We're not measuring you really at all, because we understand that you have the ultimate free will. And while um, you may have become disconnected from your living memory of of being creators, we understand that too. It's okay. We're at different places at different times, and um, it's understood. Okay, and the rules of a patriarchy, the rules of your whatever you're doing over there with the men's, has nothing to do with us. Y'all God ain't dictating shit over here. That's just not happening. Okay? Not interested. Not interested at all. Okay? All right. So, besides being goddess born and having all of these different abilities, capabilities, creative abilities, we're not just the sum of creating a child as goddess born. That's just one of the many abilities that we have, and it is sacred to us, and so is everything we create. I'm just telling you. Okay. So I just kind of wanted to clear it up a little bit. All right. I just want to clear up what I mean when I'm talking about God is born. Because I don't want y'all to think that humankind are God is born. Yes, ultimately we created them, but that doesn't make them God is born. Simple as that. Okay. All right. Good. Let's move on. Um, so because we created the cosmos, the universe, all things, and we are elemental, and again we'll talk about that a little bit. um Knowledge and understanding are our haven, and wisdom is where we reign, right? But I want to put it into a different perspective. Knowledge, understanding, and wisdom are our divine mothers, aunties, and daughters. Okay. Rock with that for a moment. Okay. Breathe. Let it in. Okay. Got it. All right. Um, what I find with us as God is born is we really do attempt to work through the choice of showing compassion and kindness. Um, there are some of us who are warrior born. Some of us are um, healer born. Some of us are uh, whatever you can name it, because we could do it. Okay. So it's important to understand that we are different, and each of us is elemental. All right. So what that means is we choose who we are, and we choose what we are, and we choose what we want. That's it. No one gets to choose that for us. Now, they can apply violence, which they do, and treachery, and lies, and innuendo. You can just name it. Okay, they can do all that shit, and we still have choice. Again, we may not like our choices, and we have them. So it's so interesting how most goddess born can and do often choose to be compassionate and kind, even when they're facing evil and treachery and violence from humankind. And it has a lot to do with how evolved we are and elemental we are, because we're trying to bring life to everything. Okay. It's just core. It's a part of our core as God is born. We're not trying to mean anybody any harm and all that shit. Okay. So I'm just saying. All right. So the other thing that's important for us to understand is that we decide, we get to decide, and we do. We decide who we're going to share that with. We get to decide who we're going to share our time with, our energy, our space, our presence. We get to choose that. There is not a motherfucker out there that gets to choose that for God is born. You just don't. They don't get to. They don't. Don't want to be accountable or responsible for shit. If God didn't cause it, according to them, they male God didn't cause it, then the devil they invented caused it. Now that's all you. That's all you. So as God is born, because I just went off the rails to humankind there for a moment, but as God is born, you get to decide whether any of humankind is allowed even in your presence. You don't owe them anything. That we love on them is just a part of the core of being so highly evolved and creators, right? And we don't have to. We don't have to. That we do. They ought to feel grateful, but okay, don't make me. I'm gonna go there in a minute. So I told you amongst the God is born, um we have all all types of talents, and and we're elemental, right? We have all types of creative ability. We're unlimited. We are boundless. We are infinite. There is no box. We are creative possibilities as God is born. There is no box. Now I know you've been told that you're more of this or that, or if you're closer to white, that the race shit cracks me up. Okay, or whatever terms humankind has come up with. You're better or some shit. Okay, I guess if that's what you want to believe, because you get to choose what you believe about yourself. You get to choose what you believe. And if you want to believe what other people tell you about yourself, and tell you that you are not beautiful, you're not this, you're not that, girl, go ahead, believe it. If that's what you want to do, your God is born. You get to choose what you believe about you. It's just part of the package. Okay. So, as a goddess born warrior who is both a healer, a natural intuitive healer, and an empath, I'm very capable of choosing to shed the humanity of it all. Okay. So any of us can. We just choose compassion and kindness most of the time because that's a part of the creative process. So I get that. I do. I really do. We're not all built exactly the same. We're not. We're different because that is creation. All right. Okay. So, all right. This is a little message. This is a little message for the humankind. Listen, let me tell y'all something. I don't care if you're a black man, a white woman, or anything, whatever y'all want to call yourselves in between. Okay, I don't care. Whatever. Great. A little note. Just like you are the least evolved, right? I got it. And your primary go to is violence, lies, and thievery. Um, okay. And what you don't want to ever happen, this is so much black women, this is what they're afraid of. I want you to know that. So, humankind, what y'all don't want to have happen, you going out of your way, you make laws and shit. You make up all kinds of bullshit, right? To harness us as goddess born. You realized that you cannot exist without us. You cannot. Not just for the first ones of you that came from us about 70,000 years ago, but to today. Just like you can't live without air, water, food, earth, right? And you can't live without warmth, fire, okay? You can't live without goddess born. We are each and infinitely more than all of those elements. And you know that. That is something you do know. So you've gone out of your way to make sure, and you don't care what you've had to do, to make sure that you help us to not be able to tap into our living memory. You hope that we never discover what I'm telling black women. You're really banking on it. If we were worthless, nothing, um, we'll never amount to anything, or whatever the fuck it is y'all try to tell us, and you definitely tell yourselves, then why are you always trying to be with us? Why do white women want us to breastfeed their children if we're so foul as goddess born? Why do white men and any other type of whatever y'all races are want to get with us? Because no matter, as Jane Elliott says, what you try to do to us as goddess born, we take that shit and we create. And while you can make shit, you're incapable of creation. One of the things that stops you is your penchant to try to usurp the will of others. The very tool you use is what's fucking you up. So, the last thing you want from me as a goddess born warrior is to choose violence. Honestly, none of us want goddess born warriors to choose violence. Because, baby, you think you could be violent? Just like we created you. We can dismiss your ass too. And even beyond that, you as humankind do not want us to decide that you can no longer have any type of access to us. You won't survive it. You know that. That much you do understand. So just like you try to do the other elements, like you try to do the air or fire or water or the earth, you try to harness us. And because you just don't have the vibrational ability, you covet. You could do better because you have choice too. And yet you choose violence against the very goddess born who not only created you, but have raised you up, seeing you through every turn that this earth has. Prehistoric, okay? You name it. Now, I know I said this before, but this is one of my white women stories. You want to see a white woman go the fuck off? Tell that bitch that she doesn't get to speak to you. Go in your workplace. Tell that bitch you no longer get to speak to me. I know I allowed you that privilege. It's being revoked. Oh my God, you can't tell me not to talk to you. I'm so and so and this and that and blah, blah, blah. Girl, you don't get to speak to me. You don't get to look my way. You don't have nothing to do with anything that concerns me. So, bitch, don't fuck with my good name, my family, my money, my brand. None of it, bitch. Keep my name out your mouth and do not approach me. Your behaviors have consequences. And I'm here to be there for you as a consequence. You know that trifling, you know them trifling hookers that are having meetings about you and shit, how you didn't smile enough, or oh my God, look at how she's wearing her hair. What the fuck ever they doing? Fucking with your money and all types of shit, okay? Trying to do the very most. Tell that bitch one simple thing. You no longer have the privilege of speaking to me. So if you in a meeting, bitch, I'm leaving. I'm leaving. You're not safe. You're not safe. You're destructive. And you're violent. And I'm not going to associate myself with you. I don't care what the fuck your name tag says. And I need for you to understand this shit. Do not fuck with my money or my motherfucking brand. Do not call me. Do not look my motherfucking way. And do not approach me. Put it in writing, bitch. Send it to your leader. You have lost any privileges where I'm concerned. Now, if you choose to, because I know how y'all roll, girl, if you choose to fuck with any of the above, I'm going to choose violence too. Now I know we like to get on YouTube. Oh, I'm not promoting violence or whatever. Well, that's weird because y'all all over YouTube talking about Ukraine and how you send in weapons over there and making sure that they get to shoot back at Russians. Why the fuck do they get to choose violence? Oh, but I can't? Girl, get the fuck out of here. Mm-hmm. Yep, I said it. Now I know some of you as God is born are clutching your pearls. You may have never heard this before, whatever. But okay, that's all right. I understand. And you get to choose who's in your presence, who approaches you, who speaks to you. You get to choose where your energy is going to go and where it's not. You get to do all of the above. You are goddess born. Now, I know we have this belief because that's the way humankind has tried to program us. And I'm just giving you a little awakening. You need not operate by any of that shit. But you can if you choose. Because you're goddess born. You can do that. So there isn't a bitch out there, male or female, humankind, that's going to tell me how to wear my hair. You never have been. Back in the day when they were demoting us, wouldn't let me promote or what the fuck ever in their little system. Girl, anyway, I'm a badass. I'm a creator. And I'm wearing my braids, bitch. Because you ain't going to be talking to my daughter about this shit years from now. Okay? You ain't. I'm going to lay in the motherfucking cut. You ain't telling me shit about nothing from head to toe. Because if I walk away from your ass, you will not be. That's all there is to it. I don't owe you my time. I don't owe you my energy. I owe you shit. You ungrateful motherfuckers. Ungrateful. You want to get with me? What that white boy say? There needs to be new rules. Ain't that what the white boy says? New rules. You're gonna need to hold Goddess Born sacred, protected, and uplifted. Or fuck you. Wait, maybe sign language. Fuck you. Or you had nothing coming. You couldn't even feed yourself without us. Like for real, like it's that simple. You couldn't. During y'all little heyday trying to enslave black women, why would you need our breast milk? Weren't we black and contaminated? Right? Wasn't that what y'all was trying to say? We weren't even women? Well, that's because we're goddess born. And while you were making sure we didn't have food and shelter and that we had to work in the fields and do the most, bitch, and we still, despite your patriarchy and your fucking rape, and your constant fucking violence, we still created children. Difference between us and you is we love them. That's the difference. So now y'all want to talk about KeKe and Riri and my ass and everybody else who is goddess born. You want to tell us about how we shouldn't be having children unless we're married. So let me get this straight. When you colonize us globally and you enslaved us here in the most heinous way, if one fucking motherfucker gets on here and tells me, oh, there's slavery everywhere, it was hysterical, bitch, shut the whole fuck up. Shut up. That's what you can do. Shut up. Your ignorance is astounding to me. It's fucking astounding. So I'm just going to tell y'all, I don't need to get with you at all. Me personally, y'all make me my skin crawl and itch. Okay. I'm gonna be real. All right. Black men, you had one fucking job. We created you for one fucking job. Man the fucking tower, motherfucker. What the fuck? You couldn't even do that. Girl. And you want me to what? Give a fuck about what you think? So you think you somehow, as humankind, get to decide what? Bitch, shut the fuck up. We ain't decide nothing. KeKe, you want to choose to have your baby? Girl, have your baby. I did. I sure did. I didn't get married. I got married in my 40s. Girl, I didn't get married. I didn't get married when I had my kids. No, hell no. And you know what, motherfuckers? Go ahead and walk on. Don't nobody give a fuck. Go. I'm goddess born. There's nothing I cannot do and be. I did it all. Oh, it cost me. It cost me. But I was more than willing to pay that motherfucking price. Because you ain't coming up in this round and running a motherfucking thing. Not even your mouth. You ain't coming in and out of my children's lives. You ain't doing none of that shit. And I raised my son within a matriarchal system. I raised my daughter within a matriarchal system. My son's job is to get with me. My husband's job is to get with me. I make all things possible. There ain't shit I didn't do as a single mother. But I know one thing. Had I accepted these niggas, reprobates, and fucking humankind, I'd have really been fucked up. For real, for real. So, again, who the fuck do you think you are speaking to Goddess Borne? You don't get to decide shit for KeKe. She's Goddess Borne. You don't decide anything for Riri. She Goddess Borne too. I don't give a fuck what y'all do amongst yourselves over there in the patriarchy. But over here, shut your motherfucking mouth. I understand the power of words. And you don't get to use that shit against me either. How about that? I don't accept you. I'm not in community with humankind. I'm not in community with Black men. There is no Black community other than when y'all are talking about Black men. You're not talking about Black women, Black children. You perpetrate the most heinous violence against us. It's non-motherfucking stop all day, all night. Whether you a white woman, white man, a fucking Black man, and anybody in between. So you don't get to say a motherfucking things. That's the consequences of you choosing bad behavior with us as God is born. If we're all that, but you should have no problem moving on. And you're moving on. Why? Because I fucking said so. That's why. I don't owe you access to anything, and not a goddess born does. So whatever we choose to do with our wombs, with our stomach, with our brain, with our creativity, brilliance, beauty, that would be goddess born fucking business. Okay. I'm just gonna tell y'all. So, like I said, what that motherfucker say, no rules. Girl, I'm gonna say one more thing. And I know this is gonna fuck people up, but I'm gonna say it anyway. I'm gonna speak in humankind language to these motherfuckers. Listen here. Know your master, for we are she. Okay, there he is. Now, you know, I say go do what you want to about that shit. But if you choose violence, I'm gonna choose it too. That's for sure. I'm gonna choose that shit too. Well, hello everyone. I'm sorry I didn't even have my shit on. How is everyone tonight? Hi, ladies. I love y'all so much. Oh my gosh. Girl, no, we ain't gonna be doing any of that. So please, always forget, like, share, and ring that damn bell if you choose. Wake some other goddess born up. Let them know. Let them know. Okay? Help them to find their living memory. We have choice, and we're choosing it right now. Right now. Right now. And like I said, don't come over here talking about, oh, well, we don't condone violence. Motherfucker, that's all you do. What you mean you don't condone it? That's your whole repertoire. What the fuck are you talking about? And I get to choose it too. I do. I really, really love us as God is born. I do. I think we are so fucking amazing. And I sit back and I'm just like, why don't we know this about ourselves? Why don't we know this? But it's a part of what I'm supposed to do and letting us know, right? And I want all of you to just take the time to just kind of absorb it. It might not all make sense at this time. Um, you might have a completely different belief system. And as I said, your God is born, you choose. You choose. And you don't have to choose destructive motherfucking humankind in your presence, drinking your fucking blood and sapping all your damn energy, trying to harness your elemental, creative, brilliant, beautiful nature as highly evolved creators. That's all I'm saying. I love y'all. Mwah! And I'm really going to learn how to open this whole thing up and have people come on. Okay. Good night. Good night, my loves.